Hey everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Pat's Game from CCG Poker TV. I'm Ken, your hostess with the mostest. Hostess makes me sound different.
Yeah,
I'm your host.
You're a host
with the most. We got a wild game for you today, Brando.
What do we got?
Wild.
5-5-10? Is that accurate?
5-5. Yeah, so they played 5-5. So they upped the game because Pat got too many interest in his home game.
Yep.
So now he's doing 5-5 with a $10 straddle, which everybody, it's not mandatory straddle, but everybody straddle.
Right.
Like
It's
once
highly
or twice.
suggested.
The 2-seat, Abby was like on the fence. She's like, for the most part, I'm going to do it. She's like, unless they go down, then,
Right.
then
Like,
maybe.
if I get stained a little bit, I'm out. But all right, let's jump right into it, right? What do we
Yeah,
got?
Abby's got ace-jack in the 2-seat. Dima opens to 35 with ace-8 of spades.
We got Meech in the 3. That's Jack in the 4. Brian in the 5. Anthony in the 6.
San in the 7.
Sam in the 7.
Mung. Oh, man, Mung's the best.
Mung is the best.
And
we
then,
got
Pat himself in the 9th seat.
And we see Abby 3 bets. 125.
Yep, first hand.
Under the gun +1 opens. Under the gun +2 3-bet. Bam, take it down.
All they've done so far, and Dima reads her correctly.
Yep. Dima's like, this ace,
I ain't
it's
doing
no
this in the
good.
first hand. And it was nice. They did a $50, so you can see everybody bought it for $1,500, but they did a $50 PLO flip for the button.
And Brian won.
And Brian,
Shocking.
obviously Brian won.
He had like a 50-50 shot, probably.
Obviously Brian won.
Right.
It was good. Some new faces to today's stream. Dima's new, Jack's new, Anthony's new, Mung is new, Sam's new. So it's like half new players, half old. Abby played last stream in December, so did Meech. So did Brian. He got in for like the last half hour. He was fiending.
He was.
Fiending. And lo and behold, what do you know? They all wanted him in for this game.
Right. Oh, we saw it.
Brian wants in? Sure.
Last half hour, you're in.
Let him pick his seat. He can go anywhere he wants. The whale wants in? Of course. Nobody denies Moby Dick. Like, nobody says, nah, we're cool. We don't want Moby Dick. Brian is he is a white whale, perfect cash game player. The problem is, sometimes he gets you pretty good.
Sometimes he runs it all the way up.
Sometimes he gets you pretty good. Brian's great. He's really good for the game.
All right, Meech bets 30 with the 8-4 of hearts.
Yeah,
Flush draw, Mung flops Squadoosh and gives it up.
He jokingly says here, he's like, I got to raise with this hand. Just apparently he loves the 48 suited.
Why do you say 48?
I do it to
like
piss
it
you off
literally
now.
says 8-4 right there
I
on
don't
the
know.
graphics.
Let's go with streams, because the last time something was on a stream, not at CCG, please, it was in that CCG, they kicked a guy out of the tournament when they chopped the pot.
They didn't kick him out. You know, that's dealer negligence. That never would have happened at CCG. I'll tell you what. My dealers would have come. They would have been like, that's a chop. Chop it up. Where are you going, buddy? Sit back down.
Clearly
that was like a main
chop.
event, right?
It's the PCA.
I think it was probably in the cold and the
Not like the main event there, but I mean,
That's
it
pretty
was like
gross. But it was a final table.
Oh yeah, like I think he got 4th place for like $60K. Like, we're not talking about chump change here. It's not like it's a deep stack where
Right.
4th place is 600.
Yeah,
Like,
and
whatever.
3rd place is 900. Who
Right,
really cares?
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big mistake. Did anything ever come of that? I mean,
No.
it's funny, they were showing the rules for that kind of scenario, and the idea was that, like, well, it's not the dealer's responsibility to read your hand.
Yeah, it's
your
everybody's,
responsibility.
and it's the player, and it's everybody. Hold on, we got Mung 3-betting the 5-4 here, and Beach calling with the 7-6. So let's see what we got. Flop of the 6, bottom pair.
Meech and Mung.
Meech and Mung. Meech can't love his hand here. Mung down bets 80, looks like, right?
Yep.
Pretty small. Meech ain't going anywhere. Mung is probably setting up a turn barrel here, one would assume. She might go big on this turn, I would assume. And here we go.
210.
210.
Fearless Mung.
Fearless. And take it down. Boom.
She wins with the best hand.
Yeah. It was the best hand because she's the
She
only.
wins with the best story.
Yep.
She played that hand quite well for the story she was giving.
Sometimes she has ace queen there. Sometimes she's got 5-4 off.
Yeah.
You decide.
Knit 1 and knit 2.
Pretty wild. Pretty wild. We did update the graphics for you. We've only got 2 graphics to show. VPIP and cumulative winnings.
Okay.
Chip stack, they won't let you turn off. That just automatically goes on there.
Every year.
It was pretty good.
That was for you, Mom.
Okay, Abby straddles. Meech out of there. Jack into the mix with ace-8 suited.
Brian's locking up that PLO flip winner.
He's like, I'm out.
You're not going to learn much.
Sam with the 97 suited.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying. Mung's out. Pat's in with 4s.
Abby's going to defend with the king deuce of diamonds, as she should.
She straddled that hand.
Yep. Closing the action, 25 more. King deuce suited. Good enough. Sand flops the flush draw.
Jack flops top pair. Yeah, pretty solid.
Abby with bottom pair. Pat with a pair of 4s.
Everybody catches a little piece of this one.
Jack's comfortably betting $60.
God, what a dream to have ace-8 suited, flop at 8, top pair with best kicker. I mean, like,
yeah,
it's a dream. He would have liked some spades. Maybe the 2-3 of spades would have been the nut.
And now I think Jack here probably realizes that Sand has to have some sort of draw. What hands does Sand really have here that aren't draws? There it is, the 3 of hearts.
Drills it on the turn, yeah.
And now Jack went from comfortably loving his spot to I don't know what I can beat. He loses the middle pair, which is now trips. He loses to the flush draws. He loses to all the overpairs. Sand's just, he's barreling away, 235. Jack's not a quitter. He's in there with a call. $1,000 pot going to the river.
I mean, think he's worried that Sand's just playing the 4-card hearts there, hoping that he's got a big heart.
I don't know.
For no heart in the river?
I'd be scared if I'm Jack. And now you're going to get put to the test here. This is the problem with playing hands out of position is...
You're out of position?
You're out of position. And now, Sand has everything at his disposal regardless of what he has. And Jack has a hand as strong as ace-8.
Up to it. I mean, it's $1,000 pot.
I know. And now you're going to have to face a big decision here. And Sand's the type of player that he's going to have it sometimes. He's not going to have it sometimes.
470.
And if you can put his hands as good as ace-8 in tough spots on the river, it's a good place to be in.
For Sand.
Yeah. And there you go. Jack makes the correct laydown, which is good. You don't want to bleed off that last 470 there. Got away rather cheap. I mean, Jack doesn't love it, but he'll find out right now that he was beat.
Jack, good fold, Jack. You can pat yourself on the back. Right. That was the good fold. You didn't fold mistakenly there.
I don't know. Straddle's up. Oh, chips? I have some. Yeah. What's his name? 5.
Jack looks like he's topping off a little bit here. Jack seems like he likes to have the most chips.
Yeah, I don't think Jack wants to ever be short.
Time to go straddle.
And we're coming in from another gun raise with... Dun, dun, dun.
35. I don't know if that was a blind raise.
The last time that was displayed, it was like 84%.
Or if it was an open raise. Did he look? I didn't see.
Pat's calling with my favorite hand, Jack 8 suited.
3 players.
Okay, Meech is in there with Jack 7. Abby's out of there. We don't know what Jack opened under the gun with, but
yeah.
But he's probably got the best hand. I mean, Meech has a 7. Pat's got nut squadoosh.
Just a technical issue for players. The table works perfectly as long as you put your cards in the circle.
Right.
They are not in the circle. And they do not. Nothing gets picked up.
And Jack wins.
And Jack wins.
Whatever he had.
What was the old WSOP thing? It was like the
Jack Link's mystery hand.
Jack Link's mystery hand. Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. Can't tell her she can't.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Nobody else had really much anything there. They were just looking them up.
Cat's brother's brother. I like that. A new brother every time.
All right, 2, 5, 10 actions on Brian.
Who surprisingly has not played a hand yet. We're on hand number 6, and Brian hasn't played one yet. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Check his pulse.
And he mucked again. He must be doing some work on his phone.
Yeah, he is. He is kind of. He's pulling a KJ right now on me. Just he's lost in the phone. I do that. Tony's first hand he plays a little ace deuce suited.
Fold and wait for aces. My name is Pat.
Mung's in there with the ace 6, coming around. Demon's out. Abby's out.
Sand's hand reminds me of a joke. Guy was like, yeah, my buddy's a blackjack dealer, so he got ace jack tattooed on his arm. He's like, I'm a blackjack player, so I got 10 deuce put on my arm, and later I might add a king.
That's funny. All right, 2, 3, 4 here. You ever play the 2, 3, 4 game? You know what that game is?
No,
the teach game? It's a great game. Checks through, 4 on the turn. Tony's still with the best hand. Mung with the best draw, and Sand with the best face cards.
Yep. Best hope to bet here. He just sniffs out.
Look at that, Mung. Hey, I got ace high. I'm in there.
He hasn't realized Mung has no fear.
Regard
she
or-
will just rip it with anything.
I hope this goes check and she gets the showdown ace high. I really do.
150.
Stan knows he can't win this hand unless he fires
true.
another bet.
He shows.
And he does, and
Mung says nice bluff, and Tony's like, man, my deuce is really good here, huh? Thanks for the invite, Pat. This
thanks,
is
guys.
great.
This is a great game.
Right.
I love playing here.
Look at this, Brian, 0, circle it.
Never in his
You
life.
just said he was a whale.
7 hands in.
0.
6 hands. It's funny when I come out, they all look at me like I'm doing something something interesting. I'm just moving the camera a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
Pretty good event today at Bridgeview Community Center.
Yep.
It's always a good location for CCG poker, charity poker. People always ask, what's the deal there? Playing charity poker, just like casino, except the rate goes to what, Brando?
Charity.
The charity of the day. What kind of charities do we raise money for? All different types. Boy Scouts, Boys and Girls
societies.
softball teams, animal shelters, non-for-profit theater,
Yeah.
which is wild. That's one of our big ones.
Right.
We love working with those.
The JCs.
JCs,
another
we
big
work with
one.
a lot of those. A lot of VFWs, some Knights of Columbus, Moose Catholic organization.
Some Moose Lodges.
Moose Fraternal Order of Police. We kind of hit them all, left and right side of the aisle. We don't mind. We raise money for everything. I always like when the charities call and they're always like, we want to tell you about our organization. I was like, let me stop you right there. All I'm interested is to make sure that you qualify. And what you do with your money, I'm
That's
fully
up to you.
supportive,
Right.
but I'm not donating anything. And frankly, it is what it is.
Right. We will help you make the most money possible.
I'm going to make you the most amount of money so you can do the best good that you can with it. You don't need to sell me on the good. I believe in you already. You've got my full support. 100%.
Brian hits Jen on the turn
Yep.
and takes it down.
I think San was kind of happy to just
Realizes that
he
could be a
raised
little bit with the
pre-flop.
diamond.
He bet it on the, and then that was kind of it. He's done. Ace comes out.
And we talk about Brian playing his first pot, and he wins his first pot.
So Brian is now 100% in winning percentage. He's got the flip and his first hand played. It's not bad.
And chip leader.
And chip leader. It's pretty good.
Let me know anything you need.
Sands actually won some hands playing poker. Ooh, Mung, big slick.
Stay to the casino.
Under the gun plus 1 is the new under the gun.
45.
That's not true.
No, that's not true.
You want to pay that much.
All right, raise
Pat's
to
out,
45.
Dima's out, Abby's out, coming around, Michi on the button. No go, Jack, no go, and walk.
Brian, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's further towards
Tony, the 5'3", can't really defend with the 5'3".
west, it's not.
You can, you just don't defend well.
I can come into town next week too and entertain you. I can entertain you guys next week. And come to town.
What was that?
Brian's like, I'm coming back into town next week. I can entertain you guys next weekend as well.
Also, people have been asking, when is the stream game happening? It's been happening kind of on the last weekend of the month, either a Friday or Saturday. We might do a Sunday. We'll see how it goes. We typically record the game for about 3 hours. And then the game does go after that. It is a juicy, fun
the game off the stream lasted another 5 hours.
I mean, went
All
almost
the way
whole
until
event.
like
Midnight.
12:30.
Yeah, almost to the end of the event. This was an early Friday game, right? Or this was Saturday.
This was
It was a
Saturday.
Saturday game. The
Saturday, 4:30 p.m. start.
first time they did it was a Friday night. This is a Saturday kind of afternoon game.
How bad's the edge?
Abby's got a little ace queen.
I guess you
Opens
asked that question.
$50.
I like when you're
Mung ain't folding any ace. She looked at out of one ace. She doesn't even need to look at the side card.
Fake aces. The old ace 4.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I love when the phone buzzes and we both look.
All right, Queen 7 deuce.
Pretty good flop for Abby.
Not a pretty good flop. It's a great flop.
Nah, you're right.
actually sticky, like
Bet, fold.
30. She downsized 2 to 30, and
I love it.
Mung's going crazy with everything. And I'm not going to give you 30. I know you got it, Abby.
Yeah.
I'm out of there.
That was a big set of a hook that just you pulled it right out of the mouth. All right, Sands are a big winner so far. It's up 485. Brian's only up 155, but again, that doesn't include the flip, which was a $450 flip, which was nice. Not a lot of blood in the water yet.
No.
Just kind of laying low. We're only 10 hands in. Do new games take, because this is the first, like, they literally, that was the first hand when they started. It's not like they've been playing for half an hour and kind of getting used to one another. I kind of like doing the stream games when they just jump right in.
Yep.
You know?
Hand number 2, somebody gets stained.
Yeah.
It just kind of sets the tone for
Kind of like in prison.
Bloodbath.
You got to walk into the cafeteria and punch the
somebody
biggest
in the
guy.
face.
Yeah, just set a precedent.
No, is that true? Is that what you're supposed to do?
I don't know.
It seems scary.
Does
I don't
seem
think I would
scary.
do that.
You should pick the smallest guy.
Right. Be like, yeah, this is
Or
a guy
like
I can
like
wail
a,
on.
like a medium-sized guy.
Right.
Don't pick the biggest guy.
No.
That seems like a bad idea. CCG pro tip: pick a middle guy. So then people give you a middling kind of decision. You know,
Like at this table, like
you don't want to punch. You don't want to punch the big stack.
Don't give me Brian or Anthony.
Right.
Give me like Meech.
Right.
Yeah, I can take Meech
Yeah,
in prison.
You get a little bit of respect.
Right.
Not a ton of respect,
Right.
but like
But at least they know you're not a wussy.
like it's
you know?
positive EV there,
Right.
right? Like that's a positive EV play. Demo with Ace King under the gun raises. A lot of folding around, fast folds.
Pat's in there.
Yeah, he's going to defend his straddle. It's only another 25 to call. Queen 3.
Queen in the window.
Out flops the old Dema.
Interesting to see how this one plays out. Dima is going to go for the C bet, 25 into 80. Pat has a comfortable call here. Heading to the turn. Pat's going to check probably all the turns. I wonder what Dima's going to do. Check. Is he going to give up or fire a second bullet? I always like to fire the second bullet on the turn when I'm bluffing with Ace King because it just seems so obvious when you check the turn and then try and bluff the river.
Right.
It's like the story doesn't make so much sense.
If you check the turn, you're really giving up your option to fire anything on the river.
And so now here, Dima does size up 125. Pat's not going anywhere, but now Pat has some reasonable doubt about his hand at least.
Right.
Pat's going to check, and then now is Dima going to be able to fire a third clip, hoping that Pat maybe missed clubs. I mean, some weird straights got there. I mean, Pat's defend straddle range has to have some weird combos of 2-pair, and obviously if it has Queen 3, then it has to have 8-6 and Ace 3's a wheel, and looks like Dima's going to go for it.
Ooh, big one.
450.
375.
I'm wondering if Pat's going to sniff this one out. Obviously, Pat's worried about a bigger queen. Aces, kings, ace, queen, king, queen. Is king anything worse? Yeah, Pat's going to call him down. Ace, king, high. I like the heart. I like the heart from Dima, though.
Yeah.
Bet the flop, bet the turn, bet the river. I mean,
it's our first kind of blood in the water there. A little $1,200 pot, $1,100 pot. Ace, king strikes again.
I was complaining to Pat about it like the last couple times.
Not really. I lost.
Well, that's what I meant.
Got struck.
He got struck and he got stacked off.
No.
They're still using that wrong?
Yes.
It's just a weird term.
There was no stacking.
I don't think it's appropriate. I don't like it. I'm asking to cancel.
I mean, it's been 9 years.
I want
and
to
you don't
cancel
understand
stacking off a
to
guy.
get stacked.
Just I don't like
stack
it.
off.
Just stacking off anything.
Stacking off means you lose. Getting stacked means you lose.
Right.
Stacking a guy means you win.
Why can't you just be like, I busted a guy?
I know.
Because they
Right. Like, I'm going.
That's tournament literature.
I don't
Busting is tournament
I
literature.
can easily probably save a couple.
You don't bust. You think Brian busts? No, Brian gets stacked and reloads.
In my 42 years of life, I don't use a couple of terminologies. One of them is stacking off. I don't say it. I don't know what it means. I don't do it. It's like sus. I don't use sus.
No, we're not in.
I'm too old for sus.
Me too.
I'm basically a boomer.
Right.
Close.
But anyway, I just like looked at him. I was like, just so you know, like
Dima, is he gonna?
But the way you were raised is more in the boomer side of things than the new age.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're in the middle.
I'm a Gen Xer.
I don't even know, what am I?
he is a nice guy.
You're stuck with millennials.
He's watching. I'm
And
glad.
then there's more after millennials now. There's
Zennials,
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Which I always think of zombies.
Well, yeah, after
I'm kind of hoping the zombie apocalypse comes during Gen Z, because that would be cool.
After I called him out, he was my best friend.
But I want like a Disney version of like a zombie apocalypse. I don't want like the Walking
Dead
version.
version?
Yeah. Well, I want.
We got Negans walking around.
Right.
And
I want a Disney version. All right, Jack's got 5s and opens to 35.
Correct.
35. Yep.
3-bet from Anthony.
Ooh, Tony with a real hand here. Hooks. I hate playing jacks. Ugh.
I just can't wait to see
Man,
what Monk has. Queens!
In my mind, jacks.
Four bet?
Jacks are the worst.
Man.
Yeah, Mung's going to 3-bet there.
Four bet.
I have a hard time with Mung, and she yells at me all the time because I read Ming, but it's pronounced Mung.
Yeah.
But I always screw it up. And
stupid Americans.
She loves
doesn't
to
know
yell
how
at
to
me.
pronounce it.
All right, Jack noticeably gets out of the way after this one. You hate
See,
betting the
here
4-bet.
is the advantage of being the crazy person. When you actually pick up something, you get paid. There's people at this table where Tony would have folded his jacks to.
Correct.
For a 4-bet. Mung's
he
not one of them.
And in all honesty, out of all of the players of that game, Tony is one of them that has played with Mung the longest. Sands never played with her, Jax never played with her, Dima, Abby maybe not as much,
yeah.
but maybe in tournaments. But people have different styles of play between the two. Tony checks, Mung bets, Tony calls.
So now
King 9's not a great flop for either of them, but it's not a bad flop either.
No.
Neither one of them have a spade. They both checked.
This is a bad spot for Tony.
And Tony goes all in for 7 and change.
No, Mung's all in. Tony has to call it off.
Sorry, my bad.
She now checks to see if she has a spade.
Which is so sweet.
Yeah.
I love that move.
Hey, after I'm all in, now I'm going to check.
Right, if you're going to look after you've already gone all in. I mean, we can very likely see a call here from Jax, yeah?
Yeah, I think he's going to fold, though.
Can't beat a flush.
What does he hope that she has? Yeah. She just 4-bet and just getting in 10s with a 10 of spades?
Ace-9 with the 10 of spades? I'm sorry, Ace-9 with the ace of spades? Monk could conceivably do?
Sure.
That's his best hope of what she has,
yeah.
Right? Because anything else he can't beat. I mean, I don't think she 4-bets 10s.
But she 4-bets Ace-9?
I mean, it's Mung. I have no idea.
Well, then there you go. Okay, he folds.
Mung doesn't show. God, she's ruthless.
Yeah,
I love her. She's the absolute best.
That is a discipline fold, though, for Tony. There was, $1,300 in the pot, and he only had $700 behind. So, I mean, you know.
Almost 2-1 on your money?
Yeah. 3-1. 3-1. Whatever that is. I don't even know. 2,700 to win 2,000. Yeah, 3-1.
I think Attic,
two things. One, would you like a Coke Zero?
I would. Is this sponsored by Coke Zero yet?
Today's sponsored by Coke Zero. No, it's sponsored by Lacey's Betting Parlor, Slot Parlor. Brando, tell us about your little...
Oh, it was actually Ricky Rockets.
Oh, even better. What a great name.
Walked in.
Brian opens Ace King. Let's see if he can fare any better. Sand's going to call with the quack, 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 quack. Mr. Ducksworth. Mung's in there with 7s.
170.
Let's see what happens. You got a Jack open 30. Brian 3-bets to 60. Mung 4-bets. The very next hand after Queens was 7s. This is great.
I bet you Tony...
Oh, yeah, he's got kings!
I bet you Tony is now like, she's 4-betting again. Like, my Jacks had to be good.
Okay, I need a question here.
Answer.
Abby. What is Abby's best play here with kings?
This is like
3-bet, a 4-bet. You got to call in there with 8s with Pat, who's a type
5-bet incoming
player.
I
much
like
is the 5-bet.
I don't know, a lot.
5-bet 700. Ow! I'm okay.
And again, you know, she's obviously giving away the strength of her hand.
Oh, Brian.
Well, Brian ain't full Ace King.
No. Moby Dick don't fold. They don't 5-bet.
Right.
Is it okay to call him that?
I don't know.
I don't care.
7's out of there, 8's out of there. 7s and 8's in the muck.
Yeah, I mean, you find out really fast. Obviously, Abby's going to go. They're discussing right now, do you want to go once or twice? Because in this game, they are allowed to go once or twice. You can actually go up to 3 times. I think Brian said, Abby, it's up to you, whatever you decide. They have a little bit of history before this hand comes out.
Ooh, she says 1 time.
They have some history. The last stream game after the stream, Abby had queens versus his ace-queen. Brian binks an ace in the flop. Lo and behold, he does it again. Just so gross. And it was funny. I talked to Abby later in the afternoon about this hand, and I didn't want to like needle or say anything like, why didn't you run it twice? Because like she's a massive favorite. Like there's no reason for her not to run it twice.
You're a massive favorite.
But see, in my mind, I think that means that I'm gonna win. I could two thoughts here. From Abby's side, I'm thinking the chance of her losing 2 is what? Freaking tiny.
Yeah, 30% and 30%.
Worst case, she takes that bad beat like she just did.
9%.
You get nothing out of the hand. You just roll on with that.
That's what that is, right?
Yeah, I mean
30 times 0.3 times 0.3. Yeah, 9% chance she loses both.
Right. Oh, that's actually higher than I thought it would be.
No.
You got to win 70-30 twice.
And I asked her, and she was like, I don't know why I run it once. She's like, I just kind of blurted it out. It just kind of happened.
So she only wins, but here's the thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Abby.
Listen.
What?
Go ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Well, I'm just saying, I think she kind of said one time, and then she was like, I always run it twice. I don't know why I ran it once.
Yeah.
I was like, we were a massive favorite. Like, it's fine. Like, nobody blames you for going once.
So she only wins twice half the time.
30.
You're right. I think it's a completely skewed. Like, I thought it would have been a lot better. Yeah, I thought it would have been like 80% of the time she wins both and 5% of the time she loses both.
Oh, so then 0.09. So that means if she runs it twice, 58% of the time it's going to chop. She don't want to chop cake.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Good call, Abby. I back
when
it
you
up.
put it that way.
Abby's the new technical advisor to Pat's game stream. Like she's 100% right there. One time, Ken's a moron. Don't listen to me, folks. If you're playing poker and watching this game, just listen to players like Abby. Meech seems like he knows what he's doing. Dima has a vibe about him that, like, if he told me something, I'd be like, I believe that guy.
Yeah, I believe
him.
Speaking of Dima,
San, I believe him.
Right.
Mung tells me something, it's like coming from me. Like, I got nothing. Brian tells me something, I don't believe it.
Kind of the same boat.
Same
you
boat.
know what, Brian? You're full of shit.
Tony could go either way.
Right.
He looks like maybe he could, but then at the same token, he might just be like a really good, like, fake good player. I'm clearly not.
Correct.
So basically, at this point, Tony's on the fence. Pat, I would listen to Pat. Pat looks like a guy who knows what he's talking about. I got nothing.
Dima going for some value here against Pat, and this time Dima gets to show him the goods. Ace 5 2 pair gets 175 back.
Yeah, a little revenge. How you like that, Pat?
And that's kind of a scary river, the King of Spades. But I mean, I think when Dima sees Pat calling off with Queen 3 a few hands earlier, he figures his 2 pair is enough value.
All right, tell me about your Coke 1000 real fast.
I walked into the slot parlor, put in $100, brick my first spin, brick my second spin, third spin, max edge $1,000.
And you only went to the betting parlor to get a free Coke Zero.
To get a Coke Zero.
That cost you $100 in slot play.
Right,
Okay.
of course, yes.
True D-Gen moment.
Yes. And that's it. I mean, there was 10 slot machines, 9 of them were full. I walked out of the only open one, 3 hands in, I'm over $1,000. The whole entire room is not happy
Super
with me.
on tilt.
Everyone's looking at me like my machine's going, fantastic win. Things are blowing up everywhere. Like the whole room.
This is like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. And the whole room's just looking at me like, this guy just walked in here about 90 seconds ago. And I played 3 more spins, clicked the cash out button, and walked out. It was great.
And then you're like, this Coke Zero just won me.
Right. This Coke Zero tastes a little bit sweeter on the way home.
That ain't a Coke Zero. That's a Coke 1000.
It's a Coke 1000.
All right, Dima opens with Ace Queen. Mung defends middle position with Jack 9.
You know what? She's in there. Jack 9's connected, and then
she flops an open-ender.
Open-enders.
Dima flops top. Top?
All right, so Mung is just 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, one time 8, 8, 8. Okay.
Jack gives her something. I mean,
that's kind of a bad turn for Mung because now her king's no good.
Sal definitely doesn't trust me stacking.
Ace on the river. Dima makes a weird top 2, but it's a 4-liner to a straight. The backdoor flush also gets hit there. It's also Mung. I can see this going Mung bluff. Dima calls. Mung's also checking, which means Dima is assuming he's good with top 2.
He bets 75. She's going to look him up. Oh, no.
This is the problem with getting that quote-unquote rather thin value against somebody like Mung is you give her the opportunity to now raise. She checked. You can check back and just win the pot with Ace Queen.
Yeah.
You went for some thin value, and then,
she sniffs it out.
Well, yeah, she stuffs in your face. And I mean, sometimes you got to just be like, all right, Mung, I'm looking you up here. Brian, 4,000 even. That's a stack.
That's a stack, folks.
Abby with $1,000 reload, it looks like.
Yep.
But, I mean, that's interesting math with the kings there.
I would have guessed it was completely different.
Half the time. She only wins both and scoops that pot half the time. Where she runs it once.
Since her kings got crushed in the stream, we'll give her another plug. If Abby is blogging on vlogging, sorry.
Right, blogging is so
vlogging,
15 years
so 2010.
Right.
At Abby Poker on YouTube. Look her up. She's played a bunch of different streams in Texas. Obviously ours not as full as Texas, but definitely fun. I think the game's just as good.
Yeah. You know who's been dabbling in some Texas poker?
Brian. Moby Dick's been swimming on down to Texas. And he swam back with some Texas money, which let me tell you, if the adage of everything's bigger in Texas wasn't a real thing, when you play poker in Texas, it's amazing. It's wild. The games are so good. They're so good. Imagine any dream game
I know.
you can
Even
find.
I remember
There are a million Bryans in Texas.
Right. Brian's come a dime a dozen. There's one Brian inside the CCG walls.
Yeah, there's like 8.
18 in a poker room.
Oh, I meant at the table. There's like eight Bryans and like one Pat. You know, and they just beat him up the whole time.
Yeah, I remember my only experience in Texas. I was texting you, and I'm like, even the bad games are good.
Even the bad games are good. I mean, they play like 1-2 games with like table captain.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right, it looks like Mung opens with King 10. Pat's going to 3-bet with the Ace Queen, the hand of the night so far.
Weird. I like everyone here.
Snap call.
Yeah. She ain't going anywhere. She gives no respect.
King 10 of diamonds is a perfectly fine hand to defend the 3-bet with. And King high.
I'm sorry.
Check.
I'm more sorry about
Interested to see what Pat's going to do here. Probably choose. Ooh.
Yeah, I think he sniffs out like Mung don't check.
Queen of spades. Another intriguing turn here.
Yeah.
Mung's
Bucket
along
quarter?
the line of I'm going to start betting before everything gets too scary here. Pat's not going anywhere. Turn to queen.
No spade on the river. You might see a bet call.
Many of you played on said no one ever.
I didn't play on stream. They played on stream.
Mung's good with her
Mung's
king.
gonna go into check
she
call mode
checks.
here. I mean, she understands that
Doing on the stream that
Pat's gonna have some real hands
I
here.
catch out for a lot that night. At the end of the night, I catch out for a lot. First he's like,
And I'm not sure if Pat's 3-betting Jack 10, but that got there. All the spades got there. 150.
150.
And then again, you go for some thin value against Mung. Sometimes she's gonna call you a top pair.
pretty aggressive. Yes. We got a
And
massive.
she scoops the pot.
Like a 6K.
Just a Mung show right
Yeah,
now.
that's great.
Was it after the stream? First break? Yeah.
Brian and Mung kind of rolling over the table right now. Sand's the only other winner. Everybody else is down. Abby's kings get busted, and she's at the bottom of our
Yep.
cumulative winnings.
And Tony got jacks against queens, and he's in second place. I mean, that kind of shows you, that sums up, poker right there. Jacks against queens, you're down 700. Kings against ace king, ace on the board, you're down 1,500.
Said it once, I've said it a million times. Live poker. It's rigged.
That's right.
Maybe it makes this, watching this stream makes me think maybe online poker wasn't rigged.
Right.
Maybe this is just the
Right,
game.
that's,
This is just what we do. Demo with kings.
That bad? I mean, right down. Yeah, I guess. Depends what time of day. Yeah.
Ooh, Sand with queens.
90.
4 bets, 90.
3 bets.
That's what I said. 3 bets, 90.
Now, if Mung raises, that would be a 4-bet.
She's counting out some black chips.
She's going to call. She's like, I don't need to get too crazy. Here's
She's
ace
on a
10
heater,
off.
too.
But now,
Do you
here,
play the heaters? Do you play the...
a little bit.
Demon's to us, got to figure out what he wants to do here.
I'm thinking 280. Okay.
3 bells? Pretty close.
It was like a giant puddle or whatever.
Interesting spot here with queens.
You're in the middle. You got a player who's very likely to
do whatever you do
whatever.
behind.
correct. So he kind of knows if he calls, she's going to call. If he raises, who knows what Monk's going to do at that point.
Yeah, just good body.
I mean, I guess you raise with queens to find out where you're at. You just kind of found out, yeah?
I don't know.
Sand calls.
His
Monk calls.
far from here.
We got a big fatty flop.
It just sucks when you have his hand is around his queens and you're already having caution, caution, caution
That's why I asked him. I go, how you been doing
in
the
your
last
head.
2 or 3
Jack
days?
high board, just the best board ever for Dima.
Yep.
Sand's gonna check. Mung's gonna check her hands, realize she has the ace of hearts, and then probably check.
She's contemplating.
This would be wild. Okay, I know nothing about poker. Looks like she's betting.
She's thinking about firing something in it.
I wonder if she's gonna choose a $300 sizing. Yeah, okay, there
She
you
checks.
go. She talked herself into that one. So I think Dima realizes, all right, I got Mung beat 100% after that little whatever that was for the last 15 seconds.
250.
250. Interesting sizing.
Yeah, they go down these days. Everything's down. You want to give queens
All in.
all in.
Oof. Well, he got what he wanted.
Yeah. Here's my thing with queens in this shove. It's like, what are you getting called by? You're getting called by aces, kings, and jacks, right? I mean, I can't really envision
Monk's queen,
ace,
queen 10
ace
hearts.
high hearts. You're right. You know, ace 10 of hearts. The Dima had ace king of hearts.
Quick call from Demo with kings. One time, they say.
I just have a bad feeling.
Oh, that's right, Brando. Queen on
God.
the turn. And an ace. I do give credit. Sand does not wait a second. He flips over to queens right away. Dima just respectfully folds
Dima
his
goes,
kings.
oh yeah, ABC, I can lose with queen. I can lose with kings as
The
well.
left side of the table not so hot with kings right now. Kings are the cursed hand.
Kings have not been great so far.
And again, Dima did absolutely nothing wrong.
No, played
Actually,
perfect.
he did everything right.
Yep.
Got queens to, you know, feel like he was good with that little $250 bet. See, that's the thing. Somebody bets 1,000 there. Maybe Sand's like, oh, maybe this is ace of kings. 250. It's like, hey, you can have his whole range of hands, all the hearts, all the king queens, all the, you know, all the ace queens, the king queen hearts, all that kind of stuff. Screw it, I'm all in. Call. Queen of the turn, baby.
I'm speechless.
You don't really know what to say. I mean, it's just gross. I mean, our three biggest losers go down with kings, and jacks so far. Oh, speaking of jack, we have jack 3-betting.
Jack 9. He's aggressive.
I feel like jack's just like, you know what? I've been seeing all this bloodshed. I've been sitting around watching for an orbit. I'm 3-betting. Which is why jack is
Monk
great.
folds 8s.
What?
Yeah, I saw 8s.
That would be a misclick.
Could be. Maybe she only saw 1 8.
Maybe she thought it was 8-6.
Means she's going to call with 6s here. See it flop.
It wasn't for a lot. It was like 300 or whatever.
Dima's back after the walk to the cage. The worst walk in poker.
Worst walking poker. Unless you cash it out.
The walk to, going to get money is always the worst.
Walking to the cage with
I'm going to
chips.
top off right now, okay?
King 3 deuce.
You're the chip leader, sir.
I'm envisioning a Meech check and a jack continue.
Oh, yeah. So
Meech might look him up one street here, maybe. I don't know what the stack depth is. He's got 1,000. This is where it starts getting expensive really quick when you're not that deep.
And it's 400. Oh, no, it's 175. Yeah, my bad.
So now we see another situation. Ooh, we coming in for a raise? I kind of actually like the raise.
good. I was right.
Sizing it up. What do we got? Doing some accounting.
What can I get to lay down here?
No, I was right. When he called, I'm like, oh, he has kings. I'm fucked.
If he's gonna go the check call route, all right, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like calling. I like just raising, trying to win it with a $400 raise there and blast him off his hand, but then like give up if he gives any resistance.
It's a one-shot deal.
And it's 400 with a chance to take it down. You start calling 175. Now you're in no man's land. You
What are
gotta
you
check
gonna do
every
on the
turn.
turn? Right.
Now it's gonna be 400. You're gonna have to call again, then put the rest in on the river. That costs you 1,100 to see if your sixes are good. Or if you raise, it only costs you 400 to see if your sixes are good. A raise would have worked.
On my way to get started.
Probably.
It's like 39 if anyone
I
wants.
mean, unless Jack just goes crazy, but yeah.
T1,
He
right?
was not happy with the turn because he's also a hard.
T1 reloaded at
Yeah, it was a bad turnover. Yeah. And then the river made it even
What's Sal
worse.
whispering?
He's trying to tell me that Dima,
Buy dollars, though.
he's got 1,000, but Dima had told me when he walked in, sorry, I'm like, you're good, Sal. It is hard to hear in there, even though I'm directly behind him about 6 feet. It's hard to hear in general.
It's good we're practicing social distancing.
I am at least.
6 feet, yeah. Okay, Abby out, Meech out, Jack, Muck, over to Tony.
Brian's
finds
a little card
fold.
dead right now. Tony's card dead. Sand's out. Mung's out.
Pass
Back
out
gives
on
it
the
up.
next hand.
Dima actually has a real hand,
hearts.
too. No.
Figures.
They're free to you now. Right? That's how that works?
So I don't think we've told them yet. 2 parts to this, right? This is part 1.
Two, yeah, I think so. Maybe 3. See how it goes.
Let him have some crumbs.
2 parts. Nobody wants to watch 3 hours of poker. It's a lot.
It is, and we're,
Even though this is
we're
a
boring.
really
and
good game.
It is. This game is, I would say, significantly better than the first one.
the dick power, man. I forgot my dick because I'm getting crushed.
You gotta go get it.
When you got up, I was telling you.
And it really is crazy how the game shifts from, just a simple 1-2 or even a 2-5 to a 5-5-10. Like the creativity and everything, and you don't see the 4 and 5 way to the flop. You know what I mean? It's heads up, it's 3-way action, it's 3 bets, it's position, it's bigger bluffs. It's a lot different than your 1-2 game, which is going raise to 12, 4 callers. Everyone's calling when they hit a piece of the flop. It's just a different. It really is a different, whole different game when you just up the. I mean, yes, this game is obviously considerably bigger than a 1-2 game, but I mean the blinds aren't that much bigger.
Right.
I mean 1-2 to 5-5. Yes, it's 5-5-10. Yes, you can write in table captain. I get it, but
Pat, look at all the outs you got. You got half the deck.
I can't even 24 outs.
Well, half the deck for a chop. Board paired. Dima flops diamonds. And he's got position on Pat. Seems like the Pat and Dima are the two going at it right now.
I like another bet here from Dima. Give yourself 2 chances to win, as I always like to say.
You got a flush draw.
Yep. You can get max value when you get there.
25.
2 1/4.
You can also
1 1/4.
get some slightly better hands to fold, and Pat does release. Take it down.
Yeah,
Is it only Modelo or is there anything else? Corona?
All right, Dima's got a little bit of action back from that.
A little bit.
That little ace-king hand he had against Pat's queen-3 earlier. So chipping away. Chipping
Yeah,
away
he
from
also
Pat.
got the value with the ace-5, but then, Stan has all those chips now, but...
Yeah.
No fancy cocktails, you're not into it? Just wine?
Ooh, you're talking about wine. We're getting some wine. Wine and sushi, that's...
It's a good 5-5 game.
It is. All right, 5-5-10. Jack under the gun. Jack 3 out of there.
Brian's going to get some Modelo. He's on a Modelo run.
We've had some drinks.
That's the drink of choice at Bridgeview. Modelo's.
Those Lagunitas.
Did you have vodka Red Bull or something?
Oh, yeah.
75 folded to Pat. Gonna see a little raise from
That's
him.
going to raise on the button
Yeah,
here.
that's good. Play that button.
Demon, Queen Jack. I don't really know what to do with Queen Jack here in the small line. Probably just call. See a
And
flop.
see a flop.
If you have just like a couple IPAs, it's the same as I just had 9 Bud Lights.
Abby's out, Meech is out.
And then I just feel overfull. That's why I started.
There's some Modelo. Oh,
Heads
Corona.
up again. Dima Pat show. What?
Corona.
Oh yeah. They had a discussion if Corona Premium was a light beer or not. Pretty good.
I would assume anything with premium in it wouldn't be a light beer.
It's a friendly game.
Pat C
Flops
bets.
to 7 and
Take it down.
he gets there.
Modelo was nasty, dude. Yep, the one I had was nasty. Who did? Me?
Way too early.
Not me. Snap out of what?
Tony, Abby, and Dima on the bottom of the list with Kings, Kings, and Jacks.
Yeah.
Chips flying over. When it's normal.
What do you like to drink?
You can take
It is intriguing that some of the players
You can get sand.
play a lot of small pots, where some of the guys are like they don't play that many pots, but they're usually all ins and big. You know what I mean?
Bigger. Yeah.
I feel like Abby's session is always on if she's going to win the all-in. Whereas like I feel like Mung is just going to either win or lose 6 or 8 or 10 small to medium-sized pots in between the time that
Abby's like the big game hunter. She's looking for the big pots.
Right. I'm going to get my 1,000 in. I'm going to have the best hand, and hopefully I run it once and win.
Right.
Mung's
I'm gonna
like
have kings versus
Mung's
ace
like
king
I'm going to try again, and I'm going to try again, and I'm going to try again.
Oh, our first
Aces?
opening with aces. 3 bets and gets it through. No second best hand there.
My goodness.
I'm going to 3-bet you more than I think.
Ace 3
It's quite demoralizing. to pick up
Instamuck
such a strong
putting on
hand.
some highlights. Yeah, some highlights there. He's got a nice little vlog going. I've been watching it on TikTok. He's got some good videos. I like it.
I was just making fun of him about one of his little shorts he did.
What was it?
I don't remember the hand, but he's like, I'm targeting this on the flop. And then he's like, well, now I'm targeting this. And then the river is like, I'm targeting this. It was like 3 separate things. I'm like, how can you target? What do you have? I don't even know. Like
He's just switching.
a range find? Like, how are we just I'm targeting an ace? Now I was just making fun of him. I was like, I couldn't make it through your 45-second short, but I appreciate the, all content's good content. I could never do it, so.
It's a full-time
Hats
job.
off to
Like,
that.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Plus to put yourself out there.
Correct.
I mean, I do it every day, and I get
Yeah.
made fun of all the time.
Right.
Plan is working.
How do you own a poker company and know so little about poker? I was like, I don't know about poker. I just know how to.
That's why I hired Brandon.
I just know how to get people to show up. That's my job.
Well, they have to eat.
5-5-10 straddle's been on basically every hand.
Yeah.
Does the straddle change the vibe of the game in general with 3 blinds versus 2? I mean, obviously the sizing goes up, so.
That's about it.
5K.
It's just good. You got more people out of position with money that's already in the pot and giving them some incentive to, play bad hands or, defend and get in there because the straddle's always usually closing the action.
Right.
So,
That's what I was gonna. Do you know so? You gotta get caught or?
Bug raises. 35? 30.
I mean, I hopped in this game about 4 hours later, and Mung was still going at it. Just like I was in there at 9:30, and she was fresh as a daisy, just 3-betting me and putting me to the test. And I did river and boat.
Yeah, good point, dude. I forgot about that.
40. 5 points. Holding some money in.
All right, Meech is coming along on the button with the queen deuce. He's bored. He wants to play a hand. Might as well do it when you're on the button. At least you got position.
Yeah, position. Tony calls with the 7s.
Ooh, Jack has my favorite hand. I instantly like Jack's hand. Jack
Flops
flops
2
diamonds. Wow, Meech.
Meech just drills the deuces.
You just muck for 2 orbits and then decide to play a hand, and it's the queen deuce off, and you get deuce 5-5. Deuce 5.
Fire 75 into it.
Jack is going absolutely nowhere, or should he? Tony mucks the 7s. He sniffs that out amazingly. That's pretty good.
Again, it's one of those things. You're going to have to play the whole way. And once the 7 comes on the turn, you're really not happy about any turn. This 3 is a pretty good turn for 7.
That would be the one you'd be happy with, but, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's
You don't
behind.
know, yeah. Going against 7s. Or, I guess, 8s.
Yeah,
Another pair of 7s.
the other 7s.
The red 7s. All right, Jack checks his flush draw.
How dare you?
Meech fires in 2 1/4.
Yep. And we're going to see another call here from Jack, I believe.
2 1/4.
I'm out.
Two
call.
2 overcards, flush draw. I mean, the graphics show 16%.
Ooh, 7 on the river. I give Tony credit. I'm normally the guy. Yeah, he just gets
out
walks
of
away.
here.
Why can't I be worse at poker?
Right. Can I just call the flop and then it goes check, check? Maybe it would have went check, check, check with him in.
Yeah.
And then you see a free river and that's it. And he obviously would have got a full double with that 700 chip stack against Meech because Meech.
Jack checks. I don't think there's any bet here Meech can make to get a jack call or induce a bluff or anything. I think.
No,
this
I
is
think he's
just-
going to go big, look like he's bluffing, try and get paid by, ace 5, 8s, 9s. I mean, I don't know how much of that Jack really has in his range, but
A little bit more. She's picky.
it's one of those things. Your hand's too good to just check back. You look bad to check that back and flip over. All right,
I feel like that would have been a
top
good
up.
one to show. Just be like, yeah,
Yeah, I
I'm
played
calling with the queen
queen
deuce. Not even suited.
Was it a showdown or no?
Tony's
Tony's
like,
still
I
trying
want
to
to know.
figure out
I want to know
what was I
did
doing
anybody
there?
have anything?
I might.
All right. Time to play queen deuces when you're going to flop 3 deuces.
I don't want their rat. I don't want
Kind
their
of say
rat.
hi.
Trips.
Kind of.
You didn't say so.
I know. It's like my 4th biggest pet peeve in poker. It's a misrepresentation of a set versus
I'll
trips.
tell you right now if you tell me
Never stuck. I'm telling you.
80 to go.
Like I always there.
No, we just made eye contact, so we waved.
Oh, he waved to you first.
I mean, who's jogging in 4-degree weather? That guy's got.
Jack high.
I mean, that's crazy.
Maybe he's training for a marathon.
Yes. Mung with ace king suited. Ooh, Brian with jacks.
And against Mung, he's taking the conservative approach with jacks. No need to 3-bet and have her 4-bet and get into a crazy spot again with
Check,
jacks.
check. All unders.
Mung turns hearts.
Jack 9 in the other one.
I would like a raise here for Mung.
Is it Jack 9 hearts?
Okay, we went back call.
It was on serious? Oh my god.
Yep, we're missing a card on the flop here.
Call.
Trying to get caught up. It's hard. Bet and a call from Mung. She's just looking him up with the ace king. Jacks are good.
Where's me having 7-4? I thought you could have had a set.
Everybody's looking at me. Come on, Ken. Get it right. There we go. Nope.
Close. It's 4's the river.
I'm almost there. There's
No,
another 4 on the board there.
no high cards. Now, Brian did get a bet on the turn, and she called because she turned the flush draw, guys. So she turned the flush draw in 2 overs. There it is.
So the 4s were flip-flop there.
And then that's a great river for Brian. The 4 spades on the river. To kind of counterfeit any 2 pairs. He can comfortably bet 300. She looks him up with ace high, and that's a nice one for Brian.
Good.
Yeah.
Brian just rolling over the table. Sans big winner there with his queens versus kings.
If I know you have the hearts on the turn, maybe I lose a bet there on the turn.
Yeah, they did check the turn.
So it was the flop bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Brian's right. He could have bet the turn.
That's why I thought Brian bet 100 on the turn, which is why I was saying I would like Mung to raise there, but it went check, so that makes a little bit more sense. All right, Demon, Jack 9 of clubs, a beautiful looking hand, making it 35. Heavy with ace queen. And again, 3 betting, because we're
power poker.
No, me. I'm scared, terrified.
Jack a little suited connector.
God, it's just so tempting.
It
It's
is.
a nice discipline fold
Against
by
a strong
Jack.
player, though, it's hard to play against. San with the ace king. Oh no. He just calls.
Ace king offsuit. It did go under the gun open, or under the gun +1, which I guess is under the gun +1 actually the under the gun, because the under the gun is the straddler? Or does
No, it counts as a 3-bet.
Okay.
Yeah, or a third blind. So
Okay, so there's a straddle, then an actual under the gun.
Under the gun,
Okay, so Demu was actually +1. Wow.
2 aces on the flop, which is no bueno for Abby.
And again, we're gonna see Abby get all of her chips in the middle, like I said, because she's playing always the big one. And
down bets a little bit, $100. Find out. She just wants a call here.
She's absolutely in love with her hand.
Licking her chops. Just a call from San. He's laying in the weeds here.
I'm the goat, dude.
I mean, she wants him to have an ace. 'Cause
Yeah.
She can never really have ace king.
Four.
She's like, oh no, I hope he doesn't have ace 4, is what she's thinking. And ace king is not even on her radar, nor should it be.
No.
And with 755 into 600, I mean, this is just unavoidable.
He checks back into her.
I think she's deciding on what side. She has kind of an awkward stack here with 755. So she's going to go smallish here to then make a pretty nice, easy 550 into 1,000 on the river jam, which is great to get called by all the aces. Obviously, it's not going to work out for her. Probably.
Sand calls. She's going to need some help on the river here, folks.
And just so she did size that up perfectly, 550 into $1,000 pot. I wonder if San is now going to just, he's worried that she's going to check back, so he's just going to go for it all right now. Which this is very strong. I mean, I'm not saying Abby can ever fold, but this is the strongest of all San's lines. The check call, lead river, because he's worried about her checking back.
Right.
I've been dying to try that game. I've never played it.
And I mean, now she's thinking pocket sixes, ace 6, ace 4, ace 3. She does lose to all those. However, I can't fold.
She can't fold. I mean,
oh my gosh, ace king, is he?
yeah. I mean, it's such a cooler hand. It's such a cooler hand.
I mean, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, just.
Court stack. Let's go. 25.
She's left with about 100 and change.
She did call, so she's got a little shorty. Gonna try and spin it up. But I mean, that's really disgusting.
Yeah. Can't get mad with that. I mean, that's the definition of a cooler right there. And San played it well with the not betting on the flop or not raising on the flop. Checked into her on the flop, checked into her on the turn, and then fires in the river.
Yeah. I would have been thoroughly impressed if she could have ever gotten away from that on the river.
Guys, hopeful 100. Do not count it out.
The hopeful 100. That's what you call it.
The hopeful 100.
The hopeful 100, which is great.
You got it.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Demon's out of there. Abby's out of there. Meech is playing the ace king.
Yeah, he just saw ace king dominate the last hand.
Tony's in the mix with probably something decent. King 10 spades. Oh, baby.
Sands just okay.
All right. Now he's going to get a little spicy.
Mug's out. Pat.
I hate ace 9.
Yeah.
Especially unsuited. It's just like,
It's a tough one.
I know.
you never know where you're at.
On that.
Unless you flop like a 9.
Yeah, what do you know? Great flop for everybody here. I mean, except Meech with the best hand. He's not scared, though. He's going to bet it out.
Tony's obviously going nowhere. Interesting to see what Pat's going to do here.
Yeah, I mean, when you flop your dream flop here,
Kind of a draw heavy board. He's probably going to go for a raise, something like 140 or maybe just a call. Okay, that's fine too.
see a turn.
So Pat probably knows more about it better than me. He's probably
Fade
like,
a
why would
spade,
you raise
right?
there,
Fade
Brandon?
a spade, see what happens. Jack's not great.
Kind of why I would raise. A lot of bad turns.
He checks. Meech trying to decide how much he wants to get in on this ace-king. He's pretty good with checking now. Tony.
Ooh, they left the door open for Tony. He has a ton of equity, though.
Pat ends up with 2 pair. Meech
Wow.
hits the ace on the river, which is probably the dream card for Pat. Checks into him.
That's pretty disgusting, man.
Yeah. That's like the best card he could hope for.
Yep.
Flop the nuts. 6 cents.
Do a bomb pop for that late on.
Meech now obviously thinks he's good as played, especially with Tony checking back. Meech is going to go over some value here. I'm interested to see if Pat's going to raise or not, or if this is just going to be
150 is the bet. I mean,
Pat's just going to snap call, or is he going to make it 400? I mean, he's probably going to raise, right? What does Meech really have here?
that you're afraid of?
I mean, it's not ace-jack because Meech checked the turn.
I mean, ace-jack of spades would be the only thing that would be
Okay,
that would be the worst.
Ace-jack
That's
of
the only
spades.
thing you
But he
can't
wouldn't
beat.
have checked. Yeah, but he wouldn't have checked the turn.
You wouldn't think so.
So Pat's now realizing he's good.
All right,
It's like
the leveling war begins.
550.
All right, so
550 or 450?
so Meech's
550.
Meech's range is, you know,
I'm just
capped
gonna
here,
barrel
so
out.
he really can't have anything more than a pair. Like,
Yeah.
as played, this
that's
is
really
like
quick
kind of the
range,
definition of a capped range. And the problem with Meech is he probably knows that Pat knows that.
Shows an ace of spades.
So Meech knows that Pat knows that Meech has a capped range. So that means that Pat could just be raising here with anything, knowing that Meech has to fold all of his one pair hands.
Yep.
Which is why Meech might call, because he knows that Pat's smart enough to know.
I really
that.
just don't want to get bluffed by you either.
He doesn't want to get bluffed by him.
Are you trying to get me back from last time?
Plus, there's some history.
Yep.
No comment?
Pat just is being quiet over there, not saying anything. He wants to call now. I mean, now he
So
knows.
this is right here an example of how poker's just so much more than the
If
cards.
I pay you off and you just have like ace 5 of clubs or something.
See?
bullshit.
Ace 5 of clubs. Nice lets it go. Good fold. Good fold.
Top. Do you have spades?
No.
No.
If he had spades, it would have bet. We heard from him earlier. Tony was just wondering, because Tony was wondering if his king
His king high
spades
spades
were
good.
actually good. Yeah.
Which they were. Tony might have missed a bet on the turn there. I mean, he didn't get there, and I don't think either one of them folds, so I think he saved
Meech probably
it.
folds.
Force somebody to go for value, but it just like had the sickest feeling that he's got a check raise.
Well, Meech, you can safely sleep tonight knowing that that was a good fold. You saved yourself $400.
At least I'll
The hopeful 100, not getting any cards here right now. I thought that was a great term. I mean, it's awesome. All right, Brian's in there with force.
Oh, we got a great John sighting.
Sand, gonna get in the mix on the button with an ace.
Yeah, ace 9.
Yeah, $40. Mung,
She ain't going anywhere
Nope.
anyways, especially with a 10.
Pat with a suited
Come
king.
on, Pat. Play the king 8 of spades
A
for
little
everybody on the
disappointing.
stream.
Dima's playing the Jack Deuce.
I know.
You'll see.
Brian's playing 4s.
Beer cheers there.
King 8 of spades is gonna flop the best hand here for sure. What do you know? It's too easy.
Too easy of a game.
And instead, Sand has the best hand with bottom pair. And this is gonna probably
Checks
check around.
around to Sand on the button, who's gonna see a free turn card.
Jack would be spicy.
That's another queen.
Of spades. Now Pat would have king 8 with spades.
Yeah.
And Mung says, you guys are all going to check? Okay, well, I'm going to get some of these trash hands out of here.
115. Trash hands
That's
are
gonna be the
gone.
first hand I skipped to. Just gonna skip
Down to
through
Sand with the
everything.
9, which is the best hand currently.
And he is, yep, out of there.
You can't play it anymore.
Now I know he's bluffed.
Pure aggression from
Now
Mung.
he's bluffed.
Everyone was kind of sheepish on the King Queen 9 flop. Okay, fine. Then I'll just lead out into 4 people on the turn.
Yep,
Call
and she's
me.
first. She's she's in the worst position in that
Right.
hand. So I mean, she kind of
Hey,
played it where
first
it
to
was.
bluff.
First to bluff. First in the pot.
Right,
normally
you're out of
wins.
position. No, I'm not. I'm in position. I'm the first one that can bluff.
Never mind.
I'm gonna blind raise.
Oh, what a sick start to this game. Cooler hands to bad beats, all kinds of stuff.
So I can snap.
He bought his straddle.
Kings are 0 for 2.
Do we have Meech 25 darts here?
I hope he folds to you so I can
5, 5, 10, 25. No option.
Jack's in the awkward position that he doesn't know if he's going to blind raise, then Brian's going to do something even more. I think he's trying to. Brian is trying to induce
Well, if
action
you're making
right
50,
now.
I'll make it 100.
He's saying it right now. Do it right now. Do it, kid. Do it. Jack's like, is this guy serious?
Right.
And we all know the answer is definitively yes. He's 100%.
Jack's like, ha ha ha, 5-4 off. I'm out of
Nah,
there.
he's out of there.
And Brian's like,
Brian's
no.
got the King Jack.
Yeah.
He's happy. Oh, Tony with aces. All right, Tony, what are you going to make it here? 105. Sands thinking about it? No. Mung? Yes.
This is so prime for you.
Pat with 3s? A little set mining there, Pat? Nope.
Hey, the hopeful 100's in there.
Oh, no.
Sevens.
Which is 130, not enough to open the action for anybody unless Meech raises here. He is asking right now, does it open the action? The answer is no, it doesn't.
Brian can still do whatever he wants.
Correct.
But after that, we are.
You're probably just going to see a call from Brian. You don't want to give the option to the guy who 3-bet pre-flop another action to raise. So Brian's basically closing the action here. He's thinking about it. What do I do?
I don't think so.
Brian, he's the best. I can't fold this hand. Let's see it. He calls.
He just puts in the whole 130 because he knows it's
He
going.
knows it's going.
Call.
Yeah. Tony and Mung have 2 options, fold or call. So the hopeful 100 is not in a great spot here with 7s.
5x up. Meech is in this hand too.
He couldn't?
Yeah, Meech called. He's the one who asked, does the action open? He wants to
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
You know, because I don't think he's worried about Brian raising there. He's worried about one of the other 2 raising.
Kind of rooting for a 7.
Queen 8-6. I'm rooting for a 7 myself. Mung flops top pair on the button. Tony bets 300.
This is a good spot for Tony.
It's a great spot for Tony. Although you hate to play aces 5-way action though.
Yep. But, at
But
least
he
one's
kind of
all
got
in.
stuck in it. I mean,
Yeah,
he did what he needed to do. He
Right.
3-bet and Mung calls. Abby's hoping for a 7.
No.
Similar but different.
Similar but different.
Strength-wise.
Got a 3, 1 all in, side pot. Mung just drills the turn.
That's pretty.
Tony's the new kings or aces.
So much for this being a good spot for Tony.
Yeah, just another.
And I think
another
Tony realizes
bad
that
beat.
this just has to. I mean, the Queen of Clubs is the worst card on the deck, but the Queen of Diamonds is the second worst card on the deck. Now he's.
Here's
got,
the thing: he
yeah.
checks, she's gonna bet. He bets, you're 90% sure she's
All
gonna
in,
call. He's
snap.
like,
You
what
got
are
a queen,
gonna do?
yeah. Oh, okay. I roll.
I lose with aces. It's one of those. I lose.
7 on the river, 1 time.
Oh my.
Whatever he says once.
Yeah,
Go
so the main
twice for
pot's
this
going
side.
once. Side pot is pretty large though, so they could do a side pot.
I know, but they're saying he's okay with twice.
Sure, whatever.
One
just
time. Let's go. Run this.
Okay, just one.
Here we
Just
go.
one time. They're not exercising the run it twice option.
One time.
7 of clubs.
Tony's trying to petition for it. 10 on the river is going to get Mung the winner here.
Good game, guys.
Yeah, Tony just kind of ran into 2 bad hands. I get it.
Both against Mung.
Yeah.
You put in a bunch of money with Jack, she had queens. Put a bunch of money with aces, she turned the queen.
I think he just got unfortunate that everybody called there with the aces. But I think with Abby's all in, I don't think the action changes, even if he could have raised. I mean, Mung's still probably going to see a flop. And then at that point, she's
never folding top pair.
Yeah,
she's seeing a turn after she sees the flop. Doesn't matter how much it's going to cost.
I mean, in all honesty, if you got aces, you want to go up against Queen Jack. Just sometimes you lose. Which is rough. Oof, rough. 2 players down in the 5-5 stream.
Do we have an alternate list? Yeah, we have. All right.
Yeah, alternate list? Yep.
We do, Meech. We do. Rough game so far.
A lot of blood. Kind of sick.
Yeah.
A lot of big hands going down in flames.
And not played badly.
No,
it's not like there was a mistake made. Just the cards ran out.
Nothing anybody could do.
I mean, he's trying to play it.
Sand raises. Mung calls. Pat with the ace 4. Probably not going to see much action. Pat's down. Dima's down. Over to Meech with king 7. He calls. Jack with the mystery hand. 3 bets. 175.
Nice hand, bro.
Nice hand.
You're welcome.
And everybody folds.
Jack
Shows a 4.
I like Jack.
He's good. He's good action.
I like Jack.
I like. He came to Chicago, did the same thing. Remember, he was playing the tournament. He gets in late, comes back literally 3 minutes later.
That was fun.
Give me another bullet. Give me another 240.
But he's like, I'll just sit here and wait for 2-5. And I was like, I don't know, man. It might be like an hour or two. Like, there's a lot of 2-5 players in the tournament. He's like, all right, fine. Give me 1-2. 300, 600, 900. He's like, I'm going to wait for 2-5.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. I was like, all right, dude. And then it got off. And Meech with the king 3. Raising it up.
Yeah, it folded around him on the
just
small
like,
line.
I'm just going to steal this, make it a quick pot. Tyler's on his way down south.
No,
Good
not
news.
Mike.
Good news, Bears.
Where are we at today?
Tuscola.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
In the Central
know
Illinois
Mike well.
charitable poker action.
I like Mike.
If you're watching from Central Illinois,
Today?
what up?
Probably not.
We're going to bring the TV table down eventually here to one of these big 140s. Try to get a little stacky stack tournament off.
Was he
That'd be
alone,
fun.
or did
I like
he
it.
get a big cup?
That's what I said. You have the cup.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're in the Pat's going to fetch his 2 players.
Yeah. It's the difficult part of being the host of the game. You got to sit out occasionally.
You got to do a lot more than just play.
Yeah.
You got to give action when you don't want to. You got to text. You got to.
All right. You got a raise from Mung with the ace-9 suited. Demo with queens. Hopefully they're not the new kings or aces.
Now this gentleman's sitting down. What's his name? Do we know yet?
Joe. I don't know.
Joe. I think just heard about the stream, not from Pat.
Yeah.
Like from you.
Just saw the stream.
Just saw
on
the
game.
stream.
He's like, I want to get in on this action.
Correct. He showed up, and I was like, Aaron sent him to me.
All right, so we got a 3-bet from Demo with queens. Sand calls, Mung calls.
Okay.
Mung flops the top.
Top 2.
Woo-hoo. Oh, I thought you said chop. Oh, no, I said top 2. Sand whiffs the flop. Mung bets. Dima gets rid of it, and so does Sand. Sand we knew was getting rid of it. He was trying to get...
Mung's like, I play every hand. I finally flopped top 2, and now you don't give me any action.
And with queens, too, but... You got queens and an ace comes out, and players betting into you. You're pretty sure you're...
Yeah, so Joe's like, Aaron sends Joe to me, and then Joe's like, I'm here for the stream. And I'm like, all right, hey, you're going to talk to Pat. He's like, wait, Aaron just said to you. I'm like, you don't know Pat? He's like, I don't know Pat. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Let me introduce you.
Here's Pat. Get his number. You know, you can talk directly from him in the future about getting on the stream.
Pat's game.
And lucky for him, he got kind of right in. I mean, that's the
funny.
only good thing about
The December stream game, it
One
was the same
alternate.
9 players.
Until Brian got in
the last, like, half hour.
Right.
Like, everybody was kind of locked in. Now, there wasn't as much crazy action,
Right.
not a lot of cooler hands, so, I mean...
Right, that is the one luxury of, big pots early, is that you get some
The
good
alternate
blood.
list goes a little bit deeper. Yeah, you get some action. Pretty wild start here, though, to this January
Jack
5-5
King
game.
5, opening the button. Another one folds. We got Sal in here now.
Just do it, Sal.
And then he had, you know,
Are you gonna keep your money in your wallet, player, or you keep your money in your pocket? Yeah, I'm a pocket.
I have like a wallet. I only have like a clip.
Yeah.
A clip wallet.
Jack, Cage.
So, you know, I can only carry 1,500. Obviously, I carry around more than that, so I'm going to have to have
Right.
rubber band in the envelope. With the broccoli rubber band.
Italian money clip, they call those.
Yeah, the broccoli rubber bands. If you guys don't know about the broccoli rubber
They're
bands,
good.
they are incredible.
Good battle pass.
All right, we're winding down for the first part of this stream. Maybe 1 or 2 hands left before the end of this one. Dima under the gun with the 8-6 suited, no dice. Joey's a new player. Hey, Joey, how are you? We're going to have to wait for part 2 to see Joey for the most part. Meech is not at the game. Jack is in there.
So,
King 10 suited.
what do we have? 1 hand left? This probably is
I
it.
think this is going to be it.
So,
San with
in
ace
review, we got Brian with all the chips. San ran up a nice stack. Mung ran up
Long
a nice
ran
stack.
a nice stack. Pat's
Casualties.
kind of floating in the middle, maybe a little up.
Yep. Casualties are Abby, 2 bullets. Both just can't ever fold her hands. You got Tony that busted with aces. Dima had to reload because his kings got busted by San's queens, which is how San got all his chips. And that kind of takes
All
us...
Pat flops middle pair. Jack flops top pair. He's going to continue it out there. San with the queen high. Spade draw.
and a gutter ball. 10 one time.
4's a good turn card for everybody. Pat got out of there with the jack.
I don't know why I find myself just rooting for Jack and Sam. I like their swag. I feel like
2 1/4.
he ain't going anywhere.
San doesn't make the rookie mistake of checking. He knows he's got the queen of spades. Let's see what the river brings.
Jack. Check.
Check, yeah.
And Jack gets to show down the king 10 and take down a $700 pot.
Not bad. Good winner there. Fades a spade. Well, that's going to do it for part 1 of Pat's game, January stream game, 5-5 game. If you're looking to play, hit us up in the comments. We'll let you know. We'll get you connected to Jack.
3 big winners.
Get you connected with Pat. Thanks
Or
for watching.
Jack. You can text Jack. He'll tell you. He'll invite you.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching this now, the game is going on at Bridgeview, so if you want to come check us out, hit us up, let us know, comment, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.